From PlebLab in Austin, Texas, this is Stacker News Live!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Stacker News Live. My name is Car. I'm with Keyan.
That's
Keyan.
I'm that guy.
How's your week?
My week was pretty good. It had days in it. There was air.
Air, really?
Air in the air.
Hey, the AC switch, baby.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the AC
Just in time for the end of the summer.
AC's been broken on our side of the office, but
It's really cold
for
now.
like 3 months.
It's so cold right now on that side of the office. It's nice and toasty in here, though, in the podcasting room.
Yeah, you know you're like a pleb when you're in Austin, when you're like underwear is like wet all day.
It's gross.
I know.
So gross.
I know it's gross, but it's.
Now, how was your week? Was it good? Did you build anything?
Did I build anything? I've been building. We're like, there's like so. Like last week, I shipped something on Friday right after the podcast, and then I took down the site for like 3 hours.
Really?
And so I've had to redo a bunch of stuff in order to get, which is nice because it makes a lot of other things better too, but it's just, it's like relatively slow. I would have liked to get it out on Friday and then get the next chunk out. But yeah, that's what I've been working on. Hopefully it'll be done soon and we'll be moving.
Cool.
How about you? How was your week?
Dude, oh my gosh. It all feels squished together for some reason. But a lot of releases we've been having as of late. And we got another big release on Tuesday. Super excited about. Well, I won't spoil it for the stackers, but yeah, it's cool.
I don't even know what it is, so I'll be surprised.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. But other than that, let's jump into the top 5 stories of the week. Our first top story is lightning everywhere. This is from a Tony Giorgio, July 24th, Bitcoin post, 24 comments, 4,254 sats. You made the top post of the week, Tony.
He did. I think he believes it. I think he pretty much reliably gets on the top every time he posts because he tends to be like a pretty prototypical, Bitcoiner. A Bitcoiner's Bitcoiner. That's basically.
Ooh, look at that. Is that AI generated, you think?
I don't know. Is Tony? I don't know what Tony's views are on AI. I'd be curious. Oh no, remember because we talked about that comment he had that one time where he's like sort of anti-AI, or he thinks it's like VC hype or something. I don't remember, but
he was on Rook's podcast this week.
Oh, I haven't listened to that.
Yeah,
one.
I started listening to it. I haven't finished it yet.
Oh, it's probably a good one. Rook does a good job with questions. So this post here is kind of a general overview of the Lightning ecosystem and kind of what's going on and maybe what's wrong with it. There's a lot of, I've noticed all over the last few weeks, a lot of bearishness on Lightning for some.
Where? Like, you mean as far as like the wallets and stuff, or
just Lightning in general? Like I've heard, whispers on social media, maybe not so much whispers on social media, whispers around PlebLab about, their people's feelings on Lightning. It seems like the sentiment had turned kind of bearish. I mean, ARK is an example of people turning kind of bearish on Lightning. Anyway,
which ARK? Which ARK?
Barox.
Oh, Barox ARK. Okay.
Yeah. And I think what it actually is that people thought it was going to be easier than it is, people were left with the impression during the last bull market that Lightning would be easier than it is. I'm still very bullish on Lightning. I think it's pretty difficult, but Tony does a great job of like describing all of the hard problems that are left that I think will get us the rest of the way, like the last mile, and kind of calls out. He even calls out Stacker News a little bit in here, alongside Nostr, alongside all the value for value stuff. Hints at Mutiny integrating with Fetty, and a lot of things like that. But I think the big thing here is really the list towards the end, where
he talks about AI right here. It looks like.
No, a little bit further. Oh, he talks about AI. Yeah, you're right. Here we go. This one.
Everywhere. Okay.
Yeah. This is what Lightning needs to be everywhere, non-custodially. And I think this is a great list.
So he lists offline receives, totally. Instant onboarding, even for small amounts, totally. easy to use SDKs for developers, a wallet node that can run on any environment, instant onboarding protocol. So like all this feels like the Bolt card, right? Or some form of that.
Yeah, that's a big
instant onboarding.
That's why it's probably at the
this
top.
to me, just easy low hanging fruit. There is Nostr, America Online, all over again.
Wait, how is that? How is that instant onboarding for Lightning?
He's talking, bro.
He's talking about liquidity.
He's talking about liquidity. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What else we got? SDKs. I feel like LDK does that, don't they?
It's not an easy to use SDK, and it's not an SDK for like, it's an SDK for using a green light, a remote signer with green light. I think I'm not, knowing what Tony is talking about here, which is largely Mutiny and Mutiny's roadmap. That's not what he means.
Wallet node. What is this? That's his, right? Mutiny.
That's.
So I downloaded the Phoenix. Have you downloaded the Phoenix one?
The new Phoenix. Has it always been available on iOS?
Yeah, it's on iOS. It's really clean, and it does some stuff behind the scenes that I don't know how it works, but
they're a bit ahead.
Instant onboarding. What does he mean by that?
He means the same thing. He means the same thing he was talking about earlier. I don't know why he has it twice in here. It might have been a typo. But
then protocol for payments.
Yeah, and I think I don't know what he means by protocol for payments exactly. He might have actually said it in here and I missed it, but yeah. There's a lot. I mean, he's basically like, why it shouldn't be like, if we're going to use Lightning, like money, if we're going to use Bitcoin on Lightning like money, it needs to be as easy
as Apple Pay.
It needs to be as easy as Starbucks points or airline miles.
Starbucks points are not easy, but it does need to be easy as Apple Pay. Like 100%.
The contrast he's making is with like the way you onboard to Bitcoin right now is you KYC yourself, and it takes 3 to 5 days on a centralized exchange, and that's how you're getting. And he's like, so how do we make that better? He also scolds people for recommending scolds them, and then also sympathizes with people for recommending custodial wallets. Yeah,
you got to start somewhere.
That's what he.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So we got Public NME. He said, wicked article, but I think I'm missing some base layer knowledge that I'd appreciate if someone could explain. Honestly, when I think about it, I'm not entirely certain how Lightning gets validated. The article mentions offline payments, but BTC requires a consensus of nodes to agree that the ledger is correct, right? But if you basically some simple questions, Space Holler jumps in. He goes, constructing and signing a transaction is not the same as broadcasting it. For the former, you don't need to be connected to the Bitcoin network. Lightning takes advantage of that in the form of so-called commitment transactions. I think it's just basic Lightning knowledge that just needs to get out there, dude. That's kind of what I think. It's more of the education part. I always talk about it, but I think it's just more of that. I mean, look at this. These are just like regular plebs trying to figure out like how this works.
Yeah, but tell
me I'm wrong.
Yeah, well, I think you might. I'm not exactly sure what you're saying, so I don't want to say whether you're right or wrong. But you don't know how Visa works internally, and so you're still using Visa. So I actually don't think people need to know how it works. I think people at this stage do, because it is still complicated and things can go wrong, and we need to understand. Specifically on Stacker News, people are interested in like, how the heck would async payments actually work? Because it doesn't make sense given that they might understand Bitcoin but not Lightning. And that does, understanding how that might work in the future does require you understanding.
Do you think it's because there's only so few people? I know that maybe it was a Rook podcast. I heard it, that he was talking about how there was no one working on the privacy side of Lightning. So he took it upon himself and the team there. You need to go after that. Do you think it's because of the lack of, I don't know the right word for this, but sophisticated Lightning developers out there that aren't that?
I mean, I think there's certainly probably, we could always use more developers than anything. I mean, it's, Ballmer, I agree with Ballmer on that. I think most of the people in Lightning are privacy focused. I think, Tony and Ben and Paul, they represent, I think, a crucial contingent of people who want to prioritize privacy, almost above all else, and hope to make no trade-offs, but they think that is a critical piece of the technology of the way the technology moves forward. And I think they are perhaps singular in that respect. But I think the Lightning Network itself was constructed to be pretty private. Parts of their privacy was sacrificed in some ways, but it's largely quite private. Certainly an improvement over base chain.
Either way, stackers, read the top post of the week is a really good one. And yeah, that was a good one. That was a good first topic of the week. I wish they were all like this, right? Every week.
Yeah. I mean, as you said, we need more developers and we need people who are willing to write more. I mean, I don't even like doing it that much. So, I mean,
yeah,
bro.
Next top story is 12-year-old and got my first Bitcoins. This is from Curlandle, 32 comments, 3,873 sats, July 27th Bitcoin post. Freebie post too. Yeah,
I mean, maybe this is real. I don't know. It's hard to tell on the internet. This could be like a 50-year-old man in New Jersey. I was trying to get
what is this?
Trying to get a few extra stats.
Weird title.
Oh, so the title basically explains that it's a 12-year-old who said or a dad. I think it's a she. Might be a boy. I don't know. For some reason, I thought it was a she. A 12-year-old that got $100 from her dad in Bitcoin or their dad in Bitcoin, and now they are on Stacker News trying to, and they're asking, why should I like this thing? And the stackers chime in and try to give them explain it like you're 12 pitch for Bitcoin.
So this is what this whole conversation is about.
Pretty much. That's like what goes in there. And some people, facetiously, I mean, Bitcoin Manual's like, it's a marshmallow test. I don't think a 12-year-old probably doesn't know.
I'm going to say this. I don't think this post is real.
Really? I don't even know.
It's real.
Like as a 12-year-old, I was probably the biggest poop head in the world. Like,
were you, do you remember yourself being on message boards at 12 though? Cause like, how does a 12-year-old even find out about Stacker.news?
Oh, I mean, they said their dad.
Oh, their dad?
Their dad told them. And so if they have a good dad, this makes a lot of sense. I don't know what that's.
So we're going there. Get a better dad.
Well, no, if you have a good dad, this makes a lot of sense. I don't know what that's. I mean, I as a 12-year-old, as I said, I was not in a good place. I wouldn't have done this. I probably would have spent that Bitcoin on a pair of Jordans or something. Like I was, not thinking straight, really. But
yeah, good post. I don't know if it's real, but yeah, good post nonetheless.
Yeah, it's fun.
I guess if it is real and you're listening, whoever this person is, send us a zap. Prove it somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know how you
don't prove it. Just
prove it. Next top story is Lightning scaling Bitcoin in a way nobody predicted. This is a July 23rd Bitcoin post from Nikose. 10 comments, 3,623 sats. What is this?
Yeah, so this is kind of similar. This is kind of this is kind of nicely paired with Tony's post. And it talks about how Lightning is maybe less of a user in technology and more of like a substrate technology. And I think Tony would probably agree. This is where Lightning is right now, is like, it is this thing that's just kind of connecting things rather than being something that, we're all using on a daily basis for purchases. But Tony's post is like, well, this is how we get from what Bitfinex is saying in their blog post to where we want to be with it, or where we always imagined. But the post is largely about how Lightning is appearing to be used for faster settling Bitcoin payments in a variety of other Bitcoin related projects like Liquid and Fediment, and how that looks like it. They're speculating a bit, like that might be the way, because as far as I know, it's not really even used much for that kind of stuff yet.
Yeah,
but it's easier to imagine that in its current state.
Yeah, then we have Not Guild at the top comment. He said, at some point we have rather free banking theory implemented in the wild than peer-to-peer scaling solution. However, the barrier is almost non-existent with all non-custodial options around. TLDR, it has almost nothing to do with Lightning. I don't understand that one.
Yeah. What is the free? I think the free banking theory is like no Federal Reserve, maybe. I don't know. Not Geld is, I believe Geld is a word. It might be, it's a German word.
I'm afraid to click this link, but let me see.
And porn.
No, it's a Swan. War and Lightning Network. What is this?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, that's right. Yeah. So one of the things they talked about, I think in the beginning of that Bitfinex article was Simple Bitcoin Wallet, announcing that it was removing its Lightning support. And so this is kind of more kind of what is informing my point of view that people have grown bearish on Lightning.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. What do I know? Right. Like, I don't know. I feel like it works because it does really cool things. And I think there's some infrastructure out there that you can use. Obviously it's not going to be like, privacy or anything like that, but there's infrastructure out there that's already built that you can use to create applications and stuff like that. So it kind of just, at least for me, it kind of just depends on how you're looking at it. If you're looking at it from like a builder's perspective, I think now's never been a better time for it. If you're looking at it from like how do we solve this enormous problem of privacy and making it more seamless for onboarding users and stuff, then yeah, there's probably a lot of headaches there. But that's just kind of where I see it. I don't know if that's a right way to look at it, but it's kind of what I see out there.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that is bearish though. That is, I think that's mostly what I mean by the bearish sentiment that I'm seeing is people are saying that's what we have. And that's cool. Or that's okay. That's good enough. When I feel like and bearishness is like a relative measure. And so it's like, we're very bullish on the self-sovereignty, of everyone running a Lightning node, everyone having a Lightning node on their phone, everyone transacting in Lightning in a self-sovereign way. And now we're like, maybe it's okay. We all have custodians.
But like, remember that post I showed on last week's show, or maybe it was the week before last week's show? I had that poll, and it was like, who actually cared about privacy? Who cared about the chain analysis thing? And literally, if you looked at it, it was like 40-60, I think it was. Most people don't care about that stuff. And that's just the hard reality, the harsh reality. So I don't know how you fix that.
I'm not sure them caring matters too much. I think we just need an option. We always need an option for the people that do care and for the people who have no choice but to care. Mm-hmm. And I think that, in Lightning, they don't answer that choice right now. I think is mostly what the bearish take is. It's actually too hard for those people that could really use Lightning in some of these contexts to get it, because they are like the people who don't care. They are just as lazy as they are, maybe, and just as informed or whatever. But they need it so much more, and they still struggle.
Well, it's good. That's good. Yeah, I think this is a good conversation. We should still have this. We should still have these conversations. I think these are important because there's definitely two sides to this.
I don't think so.
I have a side. You have a side.
I don't think we're actually disagreeing. That's the thing.
I don't think so either.
I think it's just more of a perspective or a framing. Okay. So we'll disagree on that.
Let that go. We'll get into it all day, just like Bert and Ernie. I'm telling you.
Bert and Ernie.
Yeah. The next top story is, I just got a beer with a WorldCoin employee, AMA. This is from Running Bitcoin, 66 comments, 16,000 cents. July 27th, Bitcoin post. This feels like a Twitter post. What is going on here, Keyan?
Yeah. So this guy apparently, it seems legit to me. I read through the comments. It seems like this guy actually had a beer with a Bitcoin or with a WorldCoin employee. And he kind of reports on what's the guy like? How does he think about things? What's the kind of stuff he says? I don't follow this stuff. Who is WorldCoin guy? And who is all this stuff? Oh, who is WorldCoin?
Yeah. What is going on with WorldCoin? I know there's an orb, and I know there's a coin. That's all I know.
Yeah. So I think it's an ERC20 token. And what it is it's like a UBI thing. Sam Altman is like into UBI. And so, you scan the idea is that he wants to distribute the coin to, the entire world populace. But in order to get your distribution of the coin, you need to scan your eye in the orb. And That's basically it. And so that's the idea.
So he raised money on this idea?
He raised, I think, hundreds of millions of dollars, because why not? And because he's Sam Altman, and the scanning eyes everywhere. And this is, yeah. So it's kind of like a huge shit coin. It's like a weird one, because it's like it has a bunch of fiat motivation and fiat people behind it. And
it sounds so fiat,
but yeah, it's like very different, I guess. And so it's kind of fun to think about how it is. And, so it's really interesting to hear what someone who's actually paid and maybe, views it more favorably would think. And this
guy works for that company, or that's
no, he talked to someone who worked for that company.
Okay.
And so he kind of shares some of this stuff. Like the top one, I think this was like the first.
Which one? The first one?
The first thing that he shared was, I'd like to see if you'd meet up at ETH Buenos Aires so we can talk about a partnership between WorldCoin and Bitcoin. And so the guy, this is the guy who is selling WorldCoin is under the illusion that
Bitcoin has a CEO.
That Bitcoin has any organization at all, to where this guy is talking to at a bar would be able to. Do you think
this crashes before the next bull run, or you think this continues through the next bull run? This WorldCoin.
Oh, I mean, if you're Sam Altman, and why wouldn't you just be like, you can spend WorldCoin on OpenAI cycles or whatever, and who knows what else. So I think as far as price action, who knows? But as far as as far as it being bad, I can make a decision on now. But otherwise, like how clear that is to people, I don't know.
Gosh, dude, there's a lot of comments in here.
Yeah.
There's one from Tamales. He said, why is it a coin if they want to ID all of humanity? That's one bad thing, but why has it to be combined with a poop coin currency? Where is the connection between these two things? I got Undergarden says, 2 wet dreams and 1 giddy globalist giggling as we goose step to the gulags in great orderly fashion. Double your digital dystopia for the price of 1. Gosh, dude. What a dark world. What a dark world we live in, Keyan.
I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me to tell whether this is malice or just like...
It's totally. This is what I believe. And we've seen this before. This is like nothing new. I mean, maybe the orb is new, right? But like all these fiat VCs throwing it in there now. They know the guy's going to get this token up and going. It's going to rug pull a lot of people. They're going to make their money back and then rinse and repeat. It's unfortunate, because it's like, this is the same game plan that we keep doing every cycle. And it's just kind of getting not even upsetting anymore. It's just getting, like, for me, it's just like, it's just numb.
No, there's definitely bad people, and there's definitely bad, and people will take advantage of this and do bad things. I'm just wondering, like, this employee is probably not a bad person. And so Sam Altman is rich. I don't know. Does he actually need to do this? Why is he's either extremely evil or just naive? I don't like, and so I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know who the guy is. Is he the one that made ChatGPT?
He made ChatGPT, everyone's new best friend. But yeah.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man, either.
I don't know, man. Anyway, it made had probably the most sats this week on this post, though.
Well, he said he will not assist us in understanding this WorldCoin guy unless we give him sats. That was part of it.
Gosh,
Tony,
this one doesn't feel real too. I'm just saying, like, this one doesn't feel real. Probably the same guy who was a 12-year-old.
I mean, it might be, but this one, if you read the comments, he actually, I think, pulled out some choice quotes from the encounter.
Cool. It's a weird week on Stacker News.
It is weird.
We got the next top story is, what is the worst case scenario for Bitcoin? It's from Bird Eye 21. July 5th or July 25th, Bitcoin post, 67 comments, 3,300 sats. What is this one?
Yeah. So what is the worst case scenario for Bitcoin? And Bird Eye asks, and people supply.
I think you had the best answer. You said Jack Dorsey said irrelevance on a podcast, and I can't get that out of my head.
Yeah, I thought that was so. I was struck by the word irrelevance. It wouldn't even have occurred to me. But only someone like Jack Dorsey, who has dealt
years
dealt in this kind of stuff, would understand that's probably the most important thing. And it just made so many things make sense for me. Like, I feel like I said in an earlier post, like, I feel like Jack Dorsey probably made Nostr relevant, like, single-handedly. I felt like overnight it went from being nerd technology to like, this is going to change the world. And then everyone who's like adjacent to nerds is like, yeah, I'm on board with this too. And I think that plays such a large part in adoption of anything. And I would not have considered it that important probably until he had said that.
Yeah. I think Bitcoin and soon Lightning, I think those already feel like at least culturally relevant out there. You can literally tell anybody that you work in the Bitcoin space or, work in the Lightning space, and they kind of have an understanding. Maybe not Lightning so much, but at least know Bitcoin. I would say, like, at least Bitcoin's out there as being culturally relevant. But what's the worst case scenario for Bitcoin? Gosh, do I want to say the orb? Just kidding. I think something like that, probably, at least for me, it probably would be the worst case scenario. Would be like something like that actually taking off, and then we live in that world, and there's like nothing we can do about it. We use the X app. We sign in and spend our world coin. That would be the worst case scenario for me.
What about you? Yeah, that does sound bad. I mean, I think so what is the worst case scenario for Bitcoin? I mean, I think it's mostly that freedom, the desire for freedom probably dies.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I said it there. I think irrelevance is it. I think this is like a related thing. I think Bitcoin only really dies if the desire to be free does. If the desire to be able to own your life's work, the reward of your life's work dies. I
don't know. I don't see it becoming irrelevant. Maybe I'm just too bullish on Bitcoin, but yeah, it could be the worst case scenario though. Totally. Yeah. If it did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh,
I don't think
Bird Eye with the great post here.
It's a thinker.
These are the ones I like on Stacker News.
You like the thinkers?
I like the thinker posts like these.
Cool. I like the WorldCoin AMAs, but I like them all. Whatever
WorldCoin AMA.
Whatever people like.
So now that's all the top 5 stories of the week. There's a lot more top stories that you should check out. Go to stacker.news and check out the rest of the top stories. There are some really good ones in there. We won't cover it because the Stackers didn't upvote it, but a lot of good stuff. Also, you guys do the Meme Monday. The Meme Monday, every Monday, you get 25K sats. Dude, these are funny. I look at it every Monday.
So many broken links. What happened?
Yeah, it's probably. Yeah. But yeah, definitely log in there on Monday. Get 25K sats. Really good stuff in there. A lot of good news. My top story of the week is Pleb Book. Can you believe it? We released PlebLab, Keyan.
I saw that. I was pretty impressed by it. I thought it looked really cool.
Yeah, it came out really good. Yeah. One of the biggest things we get here at PlebLab is the people looking to become developers or looking at how to get involved. And so we decided we needed to make a manual of a sort so people can know where to go and like where to go learn this stuff. We got Julie help us make it. So if you need technical help or technical writing help, definitely reach out to her.
Oh, she did all the writing for it.
Yeah, dude.
What's the plan to keep it up to date? My biggest complaint with these kinds of things is they can get out of date fast.
Yeah. So I mean,
this is currently extremely up to date. So
yeah, I think what we're going to do is just continue to do it manually. And our hope is that I'm going to have Nifty look at it and like update some stuff too. So I think it's just a group effort, and it's on GitHub. Like, so if people wanted to like fork it or do whatever, feel free.
That would be a pull request. If you want people to contribute,
perfect.
You're like, submit a PR. What you might want to do is put like a button to help to encourage people to make edits to it for you.
Yeah. Anyway, so but I think they're just like at least for the way I was thinking about it, and I think the way we were thinking about it in the lab was like, we just need a place just so somebody can just get started. Like, because usually the typical answer when people come in, we're like, well, just go to BitDevs. It's just, and it's like, but where do you even find where there is a BitDevs, you know?
Yeah.
But it just needs to be an easy onboarding. Your top story, I'm sure, is spicy. It said,
you know how I like it.
Chain analysis investigations lead is unaware of evidence that surveillance works. This is an Arrow post. What is this about?
I don't know. I thought this was pretty cool. I mean, so there's ongoing lawsuit. There's a case against Roman Sterlingov. And if you've been listening to Bitcoin podcasts over the last few months, his lawyers have been making the rounds around in, I think, preparation for the case or just to get some awareness onto it. But anyway, he's accused of running Bitcoin Fog, which was like an early Bitcoin mixer. And the evidence they're using to prosecute him is the result of chain analysis. And I think specifically the product here is chain analysis reactor, which I guess is their like on-chain Bitcoin chain analysis thing. Anyway, the lawyers got a chain analysis researcher or someone on the stand and asked some straightforward questions like, what evidence are the results like scientifically true that your product basically is chain analysis cause and effect? Can we say that definitively? And they basically say no. They also say, and this is a blog from Coinbase kind of saying how inaccurate it is. It's like, it's basically correlation. Like all the evidence, all the chain analysis evidence is largely circumstantial unless you do something really, really dumb. And so this is kind of nice to get if Roman wins this case, it'll be nice to get this precedent. I don't know where he's actually being held right now, but if based on the podcast I listened to, he's being prosecuted on like really weak evidence. And it all hinges on the chain analysis software. And this article kind of summarizes, I think, the testimony or the cross-examination of a chain analysis employee on how accurate their
What was
software
Bitcoin
is.
Fog? What was that? It says Bitcoin Fog.
I think it was a Bitcoin mixer that operated, I think, back in like 2000, I think as late as like 2016. Is my
Oh wow! So you got arrested and charged with operating notorious darknet cryptocurrency mixer. 335 million in cryptocurrency since 2021 or 2011.
Yeah, I don't know much about it, but I believe it was a centralized mixer.
What do you think? There's an amount, like once you get past a certain threshold, that's when they come.
And that probably helps,
right?
Yeah,
like it makes it worth them to chase after you. Keep it smaller. Maybe
it's how humans work. It's like, you don't go, until you're like your back pain is bad enough, you don't go to the a chiropractor or whatever. Like you wait until it gets to the point where it becomes a thing.
Yeah. So it says, according to court documents, Roman Sterlingov 32 operated Bitcoin Fog since 2011. Bitcoin Fog was the longest running cryptocurrency mixer, gaining notoriety as a go-to money laundering service for criminals seeking. I love how they just like throw they just blanket put that in there. Like, and the judges and, the prosecution is going to read this. And so they're going to take that as fact, right? Like,
well, they're trained to not, but yes, that has an influence.
It's coming from the justice. Like, of course,
the Justice Department, they're on that side of the case. So they're going to say things like this. Yeah. So they know they're biased. They know
they literally gaining notoriety as a go-to money launderer for criminal. Like literally that is all they need to prosecute. The amount.
Well, not convict. I mean, if you have a good judge, you have a good
team. Yeah. And then seeking to hide their illicit proceeds from law enforcement. Over the course of its decade-long operation, Bitcoin Fog moved over 1.2 million Bitcoin, valued at approximately 335 million at the time. The bulk of this cryptocurrency came from the darknet marketplaces, was tied to illegal narcotics. Can they really prove that?
I mean, probably not. I think that's the whole case. I don't think they're going to be able to. Well, I think for one, I don't think the lawyers on Roman's side are going to be arguing that Bitcoin Fog was, illegal, only mixing illegal transactions. They're mostly, I think the case hinges on, was Roman the operator? Is there anything pinning Roman to actually being the operator? And apparently there isn't. It's just some chain analysis that is apparently, very fallible, very inaccurate in many cases.
I don't know. I feel like the justice system, there's certain things that it does really, really well, right? And there's some cases where it can really shine through, and then there's some other ones that just completely it just fall flats on its face. I don't know how we fix that. Maybe AI fixes this.
Ooh, that's
or maybe WorldCoin fixes it. Who knows?
WorldCoin fixes everything.
The orb
put it on my rashes. I scan my rashes. They're gone the next day.
Gosh, dude. Crazy stuff. That's all the stories we have for this week. Keyan, where are we going to next? We're going to the top comments.
Super stat segment. No, we go to top stackers. That's where we usually go in the segment.
I always forget, where is this at? Okay, let me see if I can find it. Top stack. Oh, there you go.
No, top stackers. Top.
Just post. I got post.
Oh no, go to Bitcoin. You're in Bitcoin right now. Go to
Bitcoin. Home. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I need to make that.
So where do I go?
Now you go to top.
There you go.
This is the user experience interview.
See, this is why I can never find it. Doing it live. We got RC.
This is for the day.
Got RC.
So you need to do it for the week.
Oh, my bad. See, there you go again.
What I need is an AI to help you navigate the site, and you tell it I'm doing super stat segment.
All right, you can read it out.
Okay, yeah. Who's the top stackers? Baxi. I don't know who that is.
Send him some zaps.
Beat Frontsy and
zap him.
Well, he already got a lot. Do we want to
zap him again?
Send more to Baxi.
Zap him like you mean it.
Bird Eye is a top stacker. Running Bitcoin is the WorldCoin friend. Exius.
Oh, this guy?
That's right.
2 posts. Yeah, totally not that guy.
You don't think he's real?
No, not real. Oh. Who's a 12-year-old? Is he in here?
I don't know.
I know Bird Eye.
If you scroll down, I can't really see.
Got Siggy in there. Got Arrow. No. CryptoCoin. CryptoCoin's legit. Carl's legit.
The 12-year-old didn't make the top 21.
Didn't make it.
Yeah, but those are our top stackers. Now we go to top spenders. So we're going spenders. You go to stackers by spenders. That's what.
Okay. This is how Carl learned. Spent week. Look at this. Picking it up. Bitcoin. 10K spent, dude.
10K. Yeah. Orthworm. I think Bitcoin might have shared a video or an article and boosted it. That's usually when you see that clean 10K, 5K. There are apparently a mod of, it's actually the full word Bitcoin. I thought this was the other Bitcoin.
Wait, he grabbed that name?
Apparently. Oh no, it's an L for the I. You can see it.
Okay. I was like, wow, how did you grab that one?
Yeah. Orthworm stacking it up, and Ixius and Mallard's Head and CryptoCoin.
CryptoCoin's back. I haven't seen him in the top.
I think he's mostly spending his time on Nostr.
I love crypto, man. Dude, he like early stacker always brings the news. High, yeah.
Dude, look at that.
There. High signal. Win blog CryptoCoin.
6,000. He was around back in item 6,000, which is many items ago.
7,600 comments. Look at that.
Yeah, lots
He's
of
a
comments.
top stacker, man.
It was. He's spending a lot of time on Nostr. Occasionally comes back.
Zap him, stackers.
Zap him. Bring him back.
Bring him back, baby. Bring him back.
Well, I hope he enjoys his new life on Nostr. Yeah.
Hey, life on Nostr is pretty great.
I agree. He came back. Gary Krause, BitcoinMaxiNews.com, Squadopia, lots of big
Now we got the
spenders.
worst segment in the podcast game, the Cowboys.
City Slicker over here ain't got one of them hats.
Do I have a hat this week? Oh yeah, look right there. Boom.
Where are you?
Right there at the top. At the top, I got the cowboy hat.
Oh, you have the cowboy hat right now.
I'll lose it tonight, I'm sure.
I see.
Wait, when do you update it? At midnight?
Midnight Central Time, Texas time.
I'm gonna lose it.
Boy, howdy. Siggy 47 has the longest streak. How long is his streak? Hover over his hat.
Over his hat.
There we go.
Doc Siggy.
118 days. Look at that.
Yeah.
Not one even close.
Siggy's one of the. Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize. Look how he has all this stuff in there.
Yeah, he did it. Now it has a good. We covered this one.
Yeah, I know. I'm just looking at how he has it, dude. That's actually really smart that he did that.
Yeah, I don't. Everyone's like, can I get this on my profile? Can I put my Nostr pub key? And I'm like, dude, you can edit it like it's your MySpace page. You just have to understand a little bit of Markdown.
That's cool,
Bruh.
Zekius, Orthworm, you, Gray Ruby, and Blockchain Boog.
I've moved up the ranks. I'm happy. I lost.
I wonder if it is Blockchain Boog. I always just say Blockchain Boog.
It is Blockchain Boog.
It is Blockchain Boog. It's not just me throwing the boog at the end, right?
No, that's Blockchain Boog.
Right, cool.
For some reason, he went with Blockchain
When
Boog.
Oregon Dystopian Trail store.
Oh,
That way I can buy an orb, put it right next to my.
I don't know. There's so many things that we want to event. We do want the Oregon Trail
That would be fun.
to come back, and yeah, maybe it'll all just be avoiding the orb.
The orb. You just buy an orb. That's cool. I am pulling up the fountain zaps. I know we had a question in there. Let me see. Where do I have my fountain at? Move my thing around. There it goes. While I'm doing this, Keyan, what are you doing this weekend?
That's a good question, because I do not know. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing
Really?
at all. I mean, other than working, it's like,
Yeah. That's what I'm doing this weekend.
I'm going to watch more episodes of Manhattan.
Manhattan?
I still haven't.
Oh yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah. It's a show about the creation of the nuclear bomb. And because like a lot of this stuff is surfacing, like this older stuff is surfacing because of the Oppenheimer movie.
Yeah.
And so I saw this in like the Apple top or whatever.
Wait, is it an Apple show or no?
It's an AMC show.
Oh, nice.
They usually do a really good job because
AMC is great.
They're kind of low budget, but they spend an overwhelming amount of their budget on writers. It seems like, based on the quality of their shows, stories, and it's a good show. It's been so that I'll watch that show, and I'll work, and then I'll hang out with my wife and my dead cat.
So yeah, so that's funny you bring up the saga of the missing cat. The guy based Batman 21. He said sometimes when do you want me to tell you this? What he said?
Yeah, I think if I were to cry on air, it'd probably be good for the show.
It could be good for the show.
Yeah.
You never know. He said sometimes when cats are about to die, they go off somewhere else to die, so you don't see them pass. I don't know why, but I heard that somewhere. My cat did that when I was a teenager.
Ooh, yeah, I don't think that's it. Our cat was quite young. She was quite spry. She wasn't at the age, I think, where that would happen unless she got sick, unless she got like poisoned or something.
Yeah.
But you never know. She's gone. We had a neighbor tell us someone drove by the house the other day and told Ashley that she saw the cat a couple blocks away just that
What?
morning. And so we've been looking in that area, but who knows if that's like just,
So
someone just
it's
making
possible
stuff
that
up.
she's still.
She's still out there. I mean, she's really friendly. She'll get like when we
Why
move.
would she leave you though?
I don't know. I mean, it was on July 3rd.
She's tired of moving.
She might be tired of moving.
She was probably partying at the Airbnbs.
Yeah,
she
she probably missed the Airbnbs. She likes the party life. It's just the way she is. But no,
She's like, I just can't take my dad complaining about Airbnbs all the time. No, who knows?
yeah, that's real. She's just a hardcore capitalist and for property rights, and people should be able to run party hotels in neighborhoods. That's her position.
Yeah, hopefully. So yeah, hopefully you'll find him. But didn't you put like pictures and stuff out there?
We put pictures, but like people, she's a really friendly cat. She goes up to everyone's front door and acts like they're her cat. And so people are prone to being like, this is my cat now.
She is really she's really big and she's fluffy.
She's fluffy and she's got a look,
She has that look.
she has a cool look to her.
Cool. And then the other one was from Blockchain Boogie, said Zap. Cool.
Zap
Awesome.
Blockchain Boog.
Stackers, if you're listening, don't scan your eye in the orb. Get off of Twitter. Use Stacker News. Use Nostr. Let's really get behind this freedom technology movement that's happening right now in Bitcoin.
Right. Move to Austin, work out of PlebLab.
No.
Don't
Move wherever you feel the most comfortable with. That's what I would say. And if you're ever in Austin, come by and say hi to Car and Keyan. We'll be here.
Your car's got a sexy voice on for you guys.
I'm just in a hyper mood. Okay, cool. Keyan.
Zap.